Hey everyone, I'm back and it feels good to be back. I know my YouTube channel isn't so popular, and I know there's been some people subscribing to my channel watching old videos of mine, which is great. I like that. I like that there are subscribers and viewers that are seeking knowledge of some kind of interest. I do my best in this channel to be objective. I do my best to also include subjective opinions, my own opinions, for example, and others. Um, Above all, I still aim to be objective. I try to speak the truth of the matter. In my own life, I practice the facts, meaning I look for the facts. In working with lawyers and even in my own jobs, having to deal with factual information as opposed to subjective information has helped me a lot to manage my everyday life. Um, Especially when you live in a state that requires a lot of evidence. I'm referring to California. That said, I also want to mention to everyone that my YouTube channel's name is no longer Coach Cruzel. It's Cosmic Cruise Talk. And that's why I have this image right here because it is very beautiful. Nothing to complain about with this image. It's really the way I see life, and that every one of us is trying to find balance. The point of this video that I'm trying to make, I want to check in with everybody. I know that my videos in the past, especially about monkey branching, has been very popular. I understand that when I made those videos, and perhaps some of you going through this time now, I made that video to basically share my own experiences and my own views about monkey branching. And I know that during that time, I've had messages and even people commenting about how painful monkey branching has been towards them. In my experience, I've seen this done more to men than women. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't happen to women too. It does. It's just the cases that I've been personally listening to or knowing about have mostly been men. And for those of you that don't know, monkey branching is basically when a significant other, and it doesn't matter to what degree, it's a significant other, decides to leave a relationship in pursuit of another while being in a relationship. So, monkey branching at times can look like that there's a secret affair happening, and then the partner just decides to leave their first partner to go with that second person. And sometimes it's done in a very inconsiderate and cold way. So much so that you can look at an image of somebody and see how they look like now, and you will say, I don't recognize that person anymore. For some of you, you probably felt the coldness of it. Your heart or your chest ended up freezing up. You started to have panic attacks. There's a multitude of emotional and physical reactions that happen when you see that your partner moved on with someone else. And I want to say that I understand these feelings very well. That's part of the reason why I made the videos. I made the videos because I empathize with all of you that have been hurt when a partner left you. And now some time has gone. And of course, I've been a very natural, I've been very viewing a lot of videos while I've been gone, but just videos. I haven't been commenting. I don't normally comment on people's videos, but I have seen some videos of some developing relationships happening. And again, when you look at it objectively, it's none of our business. But because some people are willing to put out their, there's a saying, don't leave your dirty laundry out for people to see, something like that. Well, that's what's happening. And so, because we're able to watch, it's almost like people invite us into their lives to view their lives, to have some kind of point of view, some thought provoking ideas, and ultimately judgment. It's like someone wants to be judged. And so you're going to do what viewers do. You're going to judge. And it's again your own value. It's if you want to judge or not judge. I am my own judgment. do my best not to judge. You know, I do my best to just simply say, okay, that's their problem. It has no bearing to me. I hope they make things work out. You know, I've been in therapeutic practices before providing therapy to many people, and some of them have been monkey branched. And it's been a wonderful experience, not because of the pain, wonderful because it's been educational. And I'd like to also share that um, I got to learn a lot about monkey branching and other subjects of relationships. And it shows me that in human nature, we are all capable of doing nasty behaviors, so much so that we break people's hearts. And we're all guilty of it. I'd like to say that openly, but also with a loosely, because there might be a good chance that one of you is actually a good person, meaning you've been good all round. You've been the holies of holies, you know? Um, but I don't know that. We all have to make mistakes to learn our lessons. So, moving on to my main point, also, or to get back to the main point, I wanted to see how everyone is doing. I want to ask questions to all of you that have been monkey branched, or your relationships didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. What did you learn? Now that some time has passed, what did you learn? What are you doing now with your life? You don't need to tell me everything. Maybe you could just focus on the subject of your relationship. Or you can tell me that the pain, developed you to a better person, that you realize your worth and you realize you deserve more. And then you can share how that looked like for you. For those of you who are barely getting into this mess, meaning you're now recently or you're starting to understand when a partner does this, the monkey branching or any other nasty behavior, cheating, how are you handling it? Are you going to therapy? Are you doing self care? What do you find yourself doing when you're in pain? Do you feel the pain or do you numb yourself? You go play video games, you go drinking, you go smoking. What are you doing? Now, I'm not here to tell you that any of this is wrong. We are human beings. We're going to do things to alleviate our pain, whatever we think is best. Some of us are strong. Some of us face these emotions head on. We feel it. Some of us will cry and be angry openly. And that's okay because it's better to do that than to hide our way ourselves or to numb ourselves. As one thing I learned in my therapeutic education is that numbing ourselves only delays the recovery process. So we always have to be paying attention to how we're taking care of ourselves. Are we delaying our healing process or are we actually making constructive moves to help heal our bodies, our minds, and our spirits if we find value in that or we seek, you know, that knowledge of spirituality within all of us? What are we doing about it? Are you still angry at your ex for doing that? Or do you forgive them and you moved on, you know? Of course, I want to make a very good point about this. I even said this in my therapeutic practice. Forgiveness does not mean to forget, right? You're not here to forget. No, you will remember what they did. Okay, so don't forget what they've done to you. Just don't stay there with the anger because the action was done in the past. It's like if I lend someone money, right? I'll give them money and they said they'll pay me back and then they don't pay me back. Now, I'm not mad at the person because I can make the reasoning, well, maybe they needed the money. Cool. See? I'm being very healthy minded in my approach because if I'm angry and I say, "Where's my money?" Well, then it might get physical. And let me tell you all, getting physical gets you in jail, gets you in trouble. I always encourage people do not fight. Don't fight. It's better to defend yourself. Kill someone if you need to kill someone. For example, if they're about to kill your family, of course, kill the person. Better to kill that person than to let your family be killed. Absolutely. But when it comes to that, when someone's trying to kill you, take them out. But when it comes to petty issues, and I don't mean petty in terms of the value of the money, I'm talking about petty in terms of what can manifest, meaning the fight, the physical fight. Avoid conflict of that nature. Because the moment you enter that phase, the moment you enter that redness, that anger, you will most likely be in trouble with the law. And you don't want to be in trouble with the law, and definitely not with lawyers. These days, anyone can accuse you of anything and they can get away with it. That's why many people are now recording. So you don't want to be caught off guard. But I digress. The point I'm trying to say is that when you forgive someone, you are not forgetting, right? You are not forgetting. That's a cultural saying for many people, but it's a saying that we say for people to conveniently not to be divulged in the emotional mess of what's going on. Just forgive and forget. It's easy for people to say that, but it's not easy for the person who's suffering from that pain to just do that. So I want to say to all of you that I understand. Don't forget it. But my question is, did you forgive them? Right? And like I said, I'm not lending that person any money anymore. And when it came to my ex, I do forgive her. As a matter of fact, I thank her. I thank her because if she didn't do what she did, I wouldn't be where I am today. Not to say that she's the whole like foundation, but it's definitely a change of direction. I stopped looking towards one direction and decided to move to another direction. And that wasn't her goal. That wasn't her goal at all. Her goal was to leave me for another man. My goal was to love her, to get her back. And I didn't get her back. And then I gave up. And then I moved on. That transition has a gap, but that's already been discussed in many of my other videos. What I'm saying is that what is your current mentality? What is your current attitude? Are you angry? Are you sad? Did you forgive them? Did you not forgive them? Forgiveness is a choice. It is a part of our free will. We decide if we want to forgive or don't forgive, right? But I'm talking about your attitude. What's your attitude like right now? Are you still thinking about them? What have you done with your life? Have you grown up? Do you still have a similar mentality that you had years ago? And there's nothing wrong with that either. If you're able to assess yourself and you're able to say, you know what, this wasn't a bad way of thinking about things, I'm going to keep that, right? Then that's fine. You assessed yourself, you place value, and you ultimately deemed it as beneficial to your current life today. This is good. Self reflection is powerful. We need to have introspective moments every day of our life and consider what's helping us move to the next stage of our life. We need to be able to do that. The point I'm trying to say now is this: how are you doing? What's going on with your life? Have you moved on? Are you still in pain? These are questions I'm leaving behind for all of you. And I think it's important that you think about these questions. And I'm open to everyone in their comments, you know. Um, this video also serves as an introduction to me coming back. I don't want to just focus on relationships. I will make videos about relationships, but I also want to like be open to you guys. I made this YouTube channel not to be famous. I made this YouTube channel to connect to people, to understand you all, to see what's going on. And of course, I want to let this channel be something that opens all of us. I want this channel to be something that is educational and that is open to many topics. But I'll see how people react to certain videos and how they don't react to certain other videos. But ultimately, I'm only doing this for the sake of humanity. I'm going to be talking about things that matter to me. And if they don't matter to you, that's okay. That's your free will. I'm happy. I'm happy that I get to express myself and I'm happy that I get to be heard. Well, that being said, I also want to let you all know that life keeps moving forward. So if you have any unanswered questions, go ahead and ask them and find the answers. But just remember that life still moves forward. You still have, and it's okay to be selfish, everyone. It's okay to be selfish. For example, you still need to eat. You still need to drink water. You still need to have a source of income. You need to have a home, a roof over your head. That's selfish. You need that. It's okay to be selfish, right? And it's also okay to give back to others when there's a need for that. Selfishness is not good when you are hurting another person, when you take something from another person, when you steal their money or you take something that belongs to them, or you're simply inconsiderate towards them. This is a negative view of selfish, but selfish for yourself. What are you doing now? Are you in a new relationship? Are you going to school again? Did you start picking up the gym and working out again? Life keeps moving forward. Recognizing your value, learning from the pain, and asking questions like, what am I learning from this? Opens you up to a new experience. So it's important that you keep moving forward because life keeps moving forward. And for those of you that follow in spirituality, there is evil and unloving natures out there. They don't take breaks. They enjoy your suffering. They enjoy other people's suffering, and they are still causing chaos in many ways in this world. Here in Los Angeles, there's people that are losing their homes. And then on this other end, there are people losing their relationships. Now, I'm not here to draw comparison. I'm not here to say that one degree is greater than the other. I'm not here to say that kind of silly stuff because both are suffering. What I'm trying to say is that we're all suffering. And what's going to matter at that point is, do we cry about that home that is taken away? Right? Feel the pain, feel the sadness. Yes, yes. No one's going to take that away. That's valid. But that home breaking apart doesn't change the fact that there's still life. It doesn't change the fact that there's still families to take care of, right? So do we sit down and cry, or do we get back up and try to rebuild? We try to understand what's going on. The same with the relationship. Do we just sit there and cry, wishing the person to come back? Maybe some of you have actually worked out with your partners. I don't know how that looks like. But do we just sit there with that pain and let it sink us even further down the road? I don't think that's what someone would like to do. But there's chaos and there's suffering happening right now. And I think that we need to continue to put ourselves in that perspective that just because something is gone doesn't mean our life stops. We keep moving forward. We keep making different decisions. We learn to develop ourselves. At least that's the hope. Some of us are drowning in our sorrows, and that's different and that's painful. But you get to decide how you want to live your life. You get to decide if you want to stay in pain or move on and find happiness, do something new, give back to others, find a new relationship. There's someone out there for someone, and trust me, I didn't think I was going to move beyond my past relationship at the time, but today now I have my wife and my two children, and I'm very grateful and happy that I have a good family, one that you have to keep an eye on. You have to protect your family. You have to make sure it's being nourished right. And maybe that's something that we will realize we weren't doing enough of before in our own relationships, whatever that looks like for you guys. Now, this isn't a projection. All relationships are different. But I'd like to say that at the end of the day, you are a pioneer of your life just as much as I'm a pioneer of my life. And what I desire, what I want for my life, is up to me to decide just as much as it is up to you to decide. So I'd like to hear your thoughts and your comments, everyone. How are you doing? How's everything going? And what did you learn? I think these are important questions to ask, and I'm open to hearing all of you out. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and it's good to be back and making videos. And I'm gonna let this be the beginning of something amazing for me, and I'm very enthusiastic about it. So hopefully you guys stick around, or hopefully I gain new audiences based on my reactions about some ideas. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. Peace.